Hi there. So, as some of you may know, I am a Christian. I go to a church and have been going to church since, well, before I can remember. One of the things about being a Christian is that you have lots of different competing voices in your head, especially from the mainstream media, which often portrays Christianity as something that's stuck in the Dark Ages, but none more so than Pride Week. Pride Week is this time that we've got in the UK and around the world actually, where people of the LGBT rainbow, that's lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender, plus those that support the idea that everyone can be equal, or for whatever reason they can go and support it. Some of you also may know that I'm also a member of the Lib Dems, and how they link is that I was invited to go on a march with the London Lib Dems at London Pride. I was invited to walk along holding up banners representing you in wherever. In government, in London, in Camden, in Southwark, in wherever. I was torn between two places. And this is the main point I want to make, that when you're a Christian and you look at that, most Christians I found are torn between two schools of thought, let's call them. One is that the Bible says that Christianity is a set of rules that must be followed, and that the Bible said that homosexuality is an abomination, and that people shouldn't even support the idea of life where relationships aren't between a man and a woman. Now, there are problems biblically with that, not least that the word homosexuality wasn't even invented until the 18th century, so how could it have been in a book that was written 2,000 years ago? Anyway, that's for another time. But then there's the other school of thought. On social media and in the mainstream media, they're being bombarded with the signals that being gay is good, that people in the LGBT rainbow are really brave, and they are, and it's brilliant and lovely, and I completely agree with both and disagree with both at the same time, and this idea that both can be right and both can be wrong, and that one surely must be right, and that it's super confusing and no one quite knows the answer, which is also really annoying. And that's what it's like being a Christian in Pride. I didn't go to Pride in the end. In fact, I kind of went outside of London because I didn't want to encounter the questions that I've been struggling with quite a lot. My changes of mind on it have come and gone, and it's been really quite a struggle for me to really get to grips with what it is to be LGBT, and what the Bible says about that, and what the church says about that, and whether possibly the church is wrong, or possibly that I'm wrong, or it's a mind mess. I mean, when it comes to this issue, everyone just has their own opinions, and they're each really valid, which is why they make it onto the canvas, but it creates this mess. But it's a beautiful mess, whether it promotes Christianity or promotes LGBT, and I love it if there was an answer, but I don't think there is one. And Christians find it very hard to deal with that. Even some people who aren't Christians but are affected by faith find that very hard to deal with. You're being pulled between two pillars, and you're not sure if either of them stand up to all the scrutiny in the world.